Hello and welcome to the DFS underscore PhD show for today, the 13th of October. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. It might as well be us. And that was cool. So presumably you're one of the new people who's watching me, and doesn't happen all the time. This is the fourth time in 3 years that I've hit the optimal for the main slate. One time it was in the main slate. That was pretty cool. The other three times it's felt less great, but each time I won at least $10,000. So that's a whole like bankroll for me. So great. We're gonna just have another bankroll now. And yeah, I'm not gonna change anything about how. I'll play a little bit more. Obviously, I think things are going well. That's what brings me back to you. I wasn't doing videos for a while. I've had the desktop fixed for a minute, but pretty low confidence on my NFL plays. Not been working out for me personally, and I'm not going to make a video to tell you to do stuff, as a sad sack or whatever. But since we're in putting our names in the rafters time, let's put up Bone Dog 84 uniform. Although SaberSim does owe me a belt now, so we'll get that belt up in a couple of weeks um, for the Minimax Challenge win. Anyway, so that was super cool, and I'm feeling pretty positive about it still. Pretty buoyant. And so I'm making this video about today's slate where my leans are maybe less than that awesome. But I didn't feel that great about yesterday's leans. Yeah. So, I think humility is probably a good thing. So let's just get into it and assume that we're not going to win today because look at the sim ROI on this stinker, right? Oh man, I never run negative sim ROI lineups. Oh, why not? Whose sims are you talking about? And did they know the future? If they're a time traveler, fine. Never play a negative sim ROI lineup because they're a time traveler and they can only, I guess, vaguely remember the future. That's why they had to do sims. I don't know. But my point is, nobody's a real time traveler. And so the actual ROI winner, now you can see a lot of these actual ROIs are positive. Sim ROIs are pretty positive. Obviously, I use contest sims because it worked. That's the main reason. It's not that I theoretically believe in it. I don't really love Saber Sims ownerships and stuff, but it seems to be working. Let me double check. I think I clicked record. Yes, just double checking. As I get into my good rants here, I want to make sure I'm still listening. But my point is, you need to control for yourself. You need to control for SaberSim. So let me bring you into my process. We're in like halfway into it. We're at the point where I have adjusted the projections for these games. This is what I'm going with. I'm saying I think there'll be a lot of points scored in Washington, Chicago. I think the offenses are better than the defenses are um, bad. I don't know if I said that wrong. But my point is, I want to have a slightly different rank order of this than Vegas. I used Buffalo as the team. I'm going to just leave Vegas set, but generally I want to make this is what I do for NBA too. This is what I've done since I won all those things back when I chopped the millie. You start off by changing the game sims a little bit. So you're not running the game sims everybody else is running. You're in an entirely different universe. So that enables you to get unique real fast in showdowns and in short slates like this, and enables you to lose a lot too. So get ready to do that. You definitely don't win first place all the time running negative 30% sim ROI lineups. But if you find a good spot, I would argue I think it is still positive ROI. So we are at the point where I have changed the team stacks, the projections. I have done the projection change to adjusted, taking me to my game sims. Now we'll go over here to click contest sims. Then we go over here to make sure we're running the right number of them. As I won the 150 thing yesterday, the pocket qualifier, I guess I'm running 150 again today. Sure. And we'll do it in unique random. Yeah. So I'll do 150 good lineups across all these contests so I could win two more of those $1,000 things I won yesterday. By the way, I didn't call attention to it yesterday, or on the earlier thing. That's so cool. Like that's the best ROI I've ever got in my life on anything. A penny to $1,000 qualifier ticket. $100,000. I guess yeah, it's tied up there with my biggest wins. I love turning them. I love doing that. You guys know if you're a long time watcher of the show, I'm a satellite strategy sniper, and this kind of snipe feels great. So that's why we're running these 150 lineups. It's not because I think there's necessarily 150 great ones out there. I guess I do. Yeah, the median sim ROI. Look at me loving this positive sim ROIs that I got here after just telling you that I really should be double checking. I'm running a negative 30, right? After seeing what the actual sim ROI was on the winner. And it is true. when you get down here and you're on like a million, first of all, it didn't change the number of lineups. If you do this too early or like not to its liking, it might not change it. So make sure it does processing, make sure it changes the number and all your like percentages make sense. So anyway, I want to run 150 unique lineups so that I win whatever like pocket qualifier cup. I will pull out a random 70, 91 of them to better competitions. Maybe I'll run a few more, I don't know, $12 or something. But it'll be mostly a few of them will be pulled out at random. I want it to be at random because I'm going to fiddle with it a lot. When I fiddle with it a lot, I don't want it to be because if I leave it in rank, then it's rank ordering my fiddling. And same thing if you leave it in rank and you're just on Saber Sim, I feel like you're leaving it at rank order some interns fiddling, right? I mean, maybe or rank order Vegas odds. Is that right? Maybe if you want to win a bunch of chalk, eat a bunch of chalk and share with a million people. I don't want to share with a million people tonight. I want to win $500,000 and have people asking, why was he playing Kyle Monagai? Why was he playing? Why was he playing Casey Washington? Why was he playing Jeremy McNichols? Didn't he know that JCM was going to be the guy? Well, first of all, I mean, do you guys know the history of RB injuries? RBs get injured all the time in a way that they have to leave the game. All the time. Do you know the percentage chance an RB is going to leave the game with an injury today and the starting RB for whichever team? I'll give you some Jeopardy music. Do, do, do. It's like, I think it's 15%, 25%. I looked it up a couple of years ago and I forget. All right. Injury frequency, NFL by position. Uh, let's just see. One of these comes up. Time loss injury to lower extremity. Frequency of injuries. Okay, so which one of these was it? This one? Show me. Because you can just. Sometimes I do it in games played. But anyway, the general point is it's a lot. They get injured a lot, and people underestimate the likelihood they get injured. People talk about like the number of injuries. Look at this. So first of all, any data set you find is going to be fine. All of the NFL rule changes about injuries haven't mattered at all. None of them have mattered at all. All of these data sets are all within the error that nothing has ever mattered that they've ever done. So just so you know, if you ever find a good data set, stick with it. That's the good one. I think there's one from 2013 or something that I'm using. But yeah, is this the one? It's like on Reddit. Yeah. This was average injured risk. No, that's just how many people were kept on the team. Okay, so I don't remember where the good one is. And you can never find it on Google anymore. I don't even want to advertise Google anymore. It's so bad. Oh, yeah. I was doing my taxes earlier. I'm going to do my taxes again later. You should always double check also the weather report. Chicago and Washington does have some winds. They're like right on the borderline. And yesterday, right on the borderline turned out to be pretty bad at that one game, I think. Like the Rams or somebody. Yeah, the Rams, Puka was terrible. And I did nerf that last second on some worries. But here at Chicago and Washington, they're already like, I have steamed that total up quite a bit on the basis that the defenses will be bad. And I am now seeing that it will be wet, and that does hurt. Throwing long. So we'll see if I stick with that general setup. I haven't even looked at the exposures. What are we getting? Yep. Okay. I just said that I thought 15% was the injury chance. I think maybe half those injuries are before halftime, before Bijan gets to be optimal. So let's say 90% or 92.5% would be a cap for him that would be injury limited. Drake London's just a wide receiver, so there's a chance that they just scheme him out or something. So I'll go 65%. Fine. He score a lot of points. That's fine. DeAndre Swift, that's a lot. He's fine, but he's another guy I think is a timeshare that we don't really know what's going to go on with. I'm more comfortable with like a 50-50 kind of situation with him. So you can kind of hear what I'm doing here, right? You should always anchor your exposures to ownership. Now, granted, I just said SaberSim's ownership's questionable sometimes. So you should go through the ownerships. I have earlier. They're pretty good. Like order of magnitude on the slate, I'm just going to stick with them. I do think people are going to go crazy one way or the other. Like this is what I've been saying in the chat. What's your level of certainty that JCM is the guy and not McNichols? I'd say I'm about, I mean, the guy who scores more points tonight, the guy who is the person you're throwing the ball to because you want to catch up, or is pounding it home sometimes because your other guy is tired. I think there's a lot of reasons that you could wind up with Jeremy McNichols scoring a touchdown. And I think it happens at least 10 to 15% of the time. So the fact that if you're going to say he's 1.5% owned because people are steaming their best ball favorite, who I also have, because he is a best ball favorite, and I play best ball, and I'm sharp enough to have like 40% of him. But he has not proven to be the guy. This is concerning to me. It is concerning to me. Like somebody just said in a different Discord, let's look at it. So I was on a big, not Chicago. We were about to talk about that famous guy everybody liked from best ball, which was JCM on Washington. Trying to keep a bunch of stuff in the brain. This is tough. I haven't done shows in a while. You can kind of tell. Okay, so snap counts. Okay, so if he's the guy, if JCM's the guy, steady progression upward, right? We're not going to see him go 33, 22, 40, 35, 47. Okay. He's at least going to solidly clear Colson Yankoff every week, right? He's going to be like 10% higher snap rate than Colson Yankoff every week, right? Now, granted, I'm saying his name weird. I don't know who this guy is. He's probably an amazing fullback, right? He's listed as a tight end. So he's a big dude. He's just in there to block. I got a little Colson Yankoff because they do that. That's a play in the book. The book is you run this play in the I formation 55 times, and you never, ever, ever, ever hand it to the up fullback, and then you do, haha, and they're surprised, right? That's definitely in the playbook. You got to leave Yankoff in at the min because he's there. He's in. He's in. Like with especially this, by the way, I'm assuming C-Rod is out today. If C-Rod's in, then this is an even more confusing situation. C-Rod is going to timeshare with JCM, and it's going to be equal. They've been equal. I mean, okay, last week they weren't, but didn't he get injured? I don't see how you could possibly think they haven't played this guy more than 50% of snaps. I don't think they want to. Like, even if you're bringing along a running back, think about these guys. These Washington guys, I guess I should look back at, have they been there for a while? They've been good enough. I think they'd have a consistent offensive coordinator. They don't run a bell cow situation. So everybody's like, oh, wow, they got rid of Brian Robinson for this. Yeah, and last year they had Austin Eckler, and they had like a lot of other that they do not commit to a bell cow back. They have not done that. They do not do that. I do not expect them to start doing that now, even with their new guy. Who is this guy? Anyway, so at the end of the rant, thank you for sticking with me. Again, you should you like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. I don't know what I'm doing with this anymore. You can find me, by the way. I guess I should at least pump the one thing I do. StakeKings.com. You can get on board with my little rants here. Can I just go /DFS? What's the website? I have it on my phone, so I'm just going to load it. StakeKings.com/player. So /player/DFS_PhD. You can get on board with my little takes or whatever. This is nice. Look at that. On the phone, it doesn't show you the top part that says, I have actually won a bunch of stuff on Stake Kings for my dudes, which is true. We've won a bunch of, I think, 2 or 3 tennis slates. It's 2 tennis slates and a WNBA slate. I forget what it was. But it's working out good. So now we're doing NFL over there too, now that I think things are working. So, but you can see it's sold out. Keep an eye out. I do it every night when I think about tomorrow for like 10 seconds at night. I try to do it a little bit throughout the day too, just to make it fair to people in different time zones. I know we've got some Europeans who can't gamble in the States. We've got people with different motivations, but and also you can join my Discord. It's free, and I think I see people joining it, so I think the link in my Twitter is still good. So check all that out and support the channel however you want. I don't really care. I just am supposed to say that. Okay, so we got to this point of the rant, and you can see, yes, I do think I'm mostly going to play Bijan and James Cook and a smattering of the other guys. I'm not going to be 1,000,000% confident in the JCM situation. Am I going to be this low on him? 5%? No, I'm definitely not going to be that low. I'm going to figure out that in a second. So let's figure out 18%. Okay, we got some in flex. Just double checking. I'm not against the guy. I think he's got tremendous talent, and you must have 15 to 20% of JCM tonight, even if you're on a strong fade, because that's 1/3 of field ownership. That is a strong fade tonight. But you must be reasonable. Don't be an extremist out here. If you're making an extreme stand, get ready for possible extreme pain. You could have extreme pleasure. You could get the podium sweep. Oh man, how did he know to do that? Who cares? That's like, you got to make sure you parse out pride, right? For a long time, I was a pure unique guy. Got to be fully unique in these millionaire competitions. Nah, man, that's not good anymore. The good lineups are taken. Take some good lineups. Share with like a handful of people. If you look at like when I do the tweets about, the under fives versus most uniques, who's in the like top 25 roto grinders, whatever, who do you recognize from owning companies in this space? Are they doing max uniques or are they doing max under fives? Are they doing a kind of a distribution of possibilities? I think they're doing more of that, where they're catering, they want to have both the highest likely to win lineups, regardless of dupes, and in the case that they could win, because you got 150 lineups, that's a lot. It's not, you don't have to commit to one strategy. You can have a bunch of different strategies. Anyway, I'm just saying what other people do. For me, I do this. I limit it here. This is a two-game slate. So another thing I haven't called attention to yet, and I think it's kind of tiny on the screen, but here I'm trying to do replace background again. Hope it works. I never know if that works. But right up here, you can see what were we talking about? Something. Oh, the salary, right where my cursor is. 49,400. I'm leaving 600 just like it's a showdown because people will not treat it like a showdown. Everybody's going to jam, jam, jam in randos. So even though I've got a couple of randos, if Jimmy McNichols doesn't smash, which by the way, 42%, let's be reasonable. What do I think? 20% chance he smashes? Absolute maximum. 15 to 20%. Let's not go crazy. Let's say 15. You get plenty of leverage at 10x. 10x is an absurd amount. Saying you're 10x confident about something compared to Vegas is stupid. I am being stupid here, but I'm headstrong from yesterday. So, you can follow me if you want, but be warned, I'm being a bit stupid. Okay. Casey Washington, that's not being stupid. He just gets those snaps. People aren't necessarily recognizing that. But you don't unclick the other guy. I didn't nerf yet. I'm gonna have a share too of Ray Ray because Ray Ray catches bombs, right? Like Ray Ray doesn't need snaps to score 10 points. He needs one route and they go Ray Ray and he catches it. And that's all the points. So he's not a snap dependent guy. You don't want to work him into a rule like I do sometimes because with some people, like I think JCM and McNichols, whoever gets snaps, whoever gets those check down passes, that's who gets there. And I don't know who it is, and you don't know who it is. And yeah, anyway, okay, I'll stop doing that rant. But I have a lot of JCM at 40%. So yeah, that's barely a fade. All right, good. That's fine. I don't really want to be crazy. Um, a little fade on Debo is fine. I'm not sure he plays. The best we got is from like Pelissero, and it was saying sounds like he's going to play. Non-committal language from a reporter tells you they got nothing. They got nothing. Get ready for NBA season, by the way. This is what they do in NBA season. Oh, sounds like he's going to play. Yeah, he was present at shoot around right over there, sitting on the sideline. Like, why are you telling me he's present at shoot around if he's on the sideline not participating in shoot around? These are two words, and I'm ready for NBA season, but sounds like, well, you know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like he didn't practice all week. Sounds like the most we got was a limited practice on Friday. We got 1, 2, 3 not practices. What? We're going to project this guy to be in? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we can project Debo confidently in right now. We got no reports on it unless you count Pelissero. And Pelissero, by the way, works for a network where he needs the retweets. So you cannot trust any national ESPN or NFL News Network reporter, right? Understand, they are paid for different things than you want. They are paid for exposure. They want something to be the talk of the town on Stephen A. Smith or whatever the fuck, right? That's not what you want. You want a beat reporter, somebody who knows stuff and is telling you stuff. That's not who these guys are. And that's why you got to be careful when there's a guy like Ira who gets a little famous or someone like Noah who gets a little famous. I think Noah's way, way, way better than Ira. But my point is, when they get the fame, they understand what makes them the money and they do that because that makes them money. Anyway, speaking of, have I told you about you can buy my stuff over here on State Kings. Oh man, I had to show off the awareness that I was being a little bit being silly. Okay, so now that I've not begrudged people capitalism, let's go back to talking about anything relevant to today. Washington. So if Debo's out, which I've just told you, I think maybe he is. Number one, have a lot of these wide receivers. Do I have a lot of Washington wide receivers? Yeah. So I'll be able to swap if we get the news these out. We would get it 30 minutes before lock. We don't have to go too crazy now, except that I'm building this video now. So that like 100 of you can watch it. That'll be fine. So if he's out, what do we do? I don't know. It's crazy. I don't. It's going to be the wild, wild west. This team, he's the one, and everything else is uncertain. I mean, McLaurin's the one. He's the kind of 2 RB, and then these other guys weren't supposed to play at all. You know what I mean? Not in the plan at all. But it looks like Chris Moore is ahead of the rest of them. So Chris Moore's possibly the one tonight. I think he's the one. If Debo is out, so I guess that's what I got to do. If Debo's out, Chris Moore goes like this. What I got Debo for? 15? I don't think he's as good as Debo. What I think he's like 30% worse. I don't think you get to be in the NFL if you're 30% worse, 20% worse. So, no, I mean, 30% worse. Debo's pretty good. So let's say 30% worse than Debo, 4.5 under 15. So I would put Chris Moore at like 11.6. You see that I'm reasoning it based on like kind of, I'm not going to use snap counts here because we don't have any sample here. We have nothing to go on. You don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. If I get 6% Chris Moore tonight, oh my God, I'm going to have 18 minimum. I mean, I'm going to have, do I put a maximum on this? I mean, after telling you guys, it probably goes up to like 10 because I'm esteeming him here. And then 8. Let's not overestimate our effect. But so I want to be at 24 minimum, and I don't understand. Anyway, so in my imaginary world where Debo is out, that's right. That's what I got to keep in mind here. This is an entirely Debo out world. Do I just build for that? I should probably save this separately. This is why people build different cases. So let me do that. Rename. We'll call this one Debo in. Debo in. Confirm. Hey, it's I can use Saber Sim, guys. Whatever. I don't normally do this, so let me undo the Chris Moore because this is a Debo in. Then we go clone, and we call this one Debo out. Let's name it something good. Debo out. You guys have heard of Debo? He's out. I'm not going to redo all this, by the way, when we get to the showdown. I'm just going to tell you what my showdown stuff says. For Debo in, I think is what I ran. Because I'm getting tired, man. This is already a half an hour or something. I don't even know if this is going to work. This is the first time I try. Oh, should have done a dry run. Sorry. Okay, this was Debo out. Let my rants get a little bit crazy here on the side. It's nice to have so many new viewers. I saw like 50 to 100 new followers today on Twitter. I felt like, all right, I get you guys something. Okay, so it finished, I think. So let's run over here. And we've got ourselves our contest sims. I like what I'm seeing. 50% Josh Allen's a little bit rich. I don't really know what are we doing for quarterbacks. He's going to score a billion points, though, so fine. Yeah, that's about right. Phoenix, what's the chance he actually gets those points? Caleb, what's the chance he actually gets those points, right? I mean, yeah, that's the relative. 50-50, Josh gets those points. Yeah, okay. I'm on board with basically all this. Quarterback wise, running. Oh, I don't like parsing running backs and wide receivers separately from flex or tight ends because I want to know the total, right? I don't care where they go. That's why I got Saber Sim so they can fix that. By the way, this is not. Yeah. So now we got contest sims telling us, and contest sims says quarterback wise, bunch more Jalen Daniels. Yeah, way less Josh Allen. I was already thinking about limiting that. Totally fine with going half there because it's half likely that it's a cook game. And then there's the whole other chance that the other game smashes, right? And I guess that's what I'm going to say here is I'm not sure the other game smashes this much based on the weather. But if the weather's bad, Jalen Daniels is going to run anyway. So I'm going to, 35% is the most I can do for Jalen Daniels. Just doesn't feel right in my heart going a little higher. So we'll do, yeah. And then, yep, look at that. Love it. Phoenix is a pure thrower. So the other three guys, yeah, might run one in. Fine. Split it. Easy. Okay, so then we got a zillion of the two good running backs. You can have as much as you want, up to, what do we say, 92.5 for injuries. Yeah, so I'd say that's about where you should be on those guys. Don't get cute. I mean, yeah, Tyler Johnson could run one in and you get unlucky, or Tyler Algier could run one in. That's not the plan. That's like late in the game stuff. You can, I think I left that in the pool even, right? Pretty sure I left Algier in. Yeah, Algier's in the pool. I just didn't get any because he's a bad choice. Anyway, I don't think you should be an extremist on that when you're building 150 lineups in the penny or whatever. Would I give a penny on this? Is what you need to be asking. Make sure you are appropriately utilitarian, not like, oh, I don't want to risk it. Oh, I don't want to risk it. Don't play. Don't gamble. You're here to gamble. So you need to gamble responsibly. Also, call 1-800-GAMBLER if you or someone you know has a gambling problem. I kind of start saying that in the videos sometimes. But, this is a fun game, man. Like, can you imagine? When I was in college and grad school, there was nowhere you could go to give a seminar for 45 minutes to 100 people to talk about game theory. And that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to win $500,000 together, $200,000 on the showdown. So I should spend 40% of the same amount of time preparing it. Okay, so I got stuck in my own head there with a little bit. I love what I'm seeing here. I'm gonna go ahead and do this right quick. I'm loving what I'm seeing here. So as soon as whenever you feel that little tingle that says, "Oh, this is done. We don't need to do any more stuff." Don't do any more stuff. Just go over here, click the buttons, say, "I'm done doing stuff now." I'm gonna come back to this later. Oh, this was the Debo out case. Whatever. Okay, so it'll be very confusing later to figure out what happened here. But now we need to build the Debo out case a little bit because I was saying I want to tell you what I get. I get no Debo because he's out. And then if Debo's out, then I'm gonna boost what I said was gonna be the one was Chris Moore, pretty obviously, 12. And then I'll go higher than McNichols now because I need it to be clear that McNichols is like iffy even in my projection. Then McCaffrey, I think, is up there too. Like he's going to be a one and a one A one B thing. And then Jalen Lane is also also good, like better as good as Ertz, a little worse than Ertz. So all those guys get a boost. All the because they still aren't going to be super. You see them spreading out the snaps. I just went to the snaps. They're all over the place. It's messy. So that's what I'll do if he is out, and then I would rerun it and click save. But I'm not going to do that because I liked what I saw with Debo in, which is what we ran earlier. Okay, so now let's go over to Showdown. I'll show you a little bit, and then we'll get out of here. You can read between the lines. The guys I'm not talking about, the standard chalk JCM. Obviously, I'm going to be low on JCM, lower than the field, because, I mean, but you saw I'm still 40%, so still be reasonable. And here we are talking about that again. So on the Showdown, same general takes. Except that now Colson Yankoff is not a punchline. He's an extremely relevant point, right? So, yeah, let's just do 20. Is that what I did? 20 lineups here? Yeah, I think I'll do that as 20 and just have it be in all three competitions. We don't need to be random. We can be rank. It doesn't matter. All right, we're not going to be 50% Jalen Daniels. 25% is the long-term average for any quarterback. So that's 12 and a half. Let's do 10, 12. These guys are running quarterbacks, so we'll be a little higher than average. We'll be 15%. Both of them are allowed because they're good. They're good. I'm not. Both of them could run one in for sure, and both of them could run for a lot of yards. What are we projecting them to run for? Lots and lots of yards. Wow. Okay, yeah, 20, 26, and 49. I saw the attempts and I thought it was yards. I was like, I'll have to change this a lot. No, that's totally fine. 55%. Crosby, JCM, no, I thought it was what, like 40% is where I'm at Maine. I think that's what I'll be at for him, captain. And then the rest, I don't want to be overweight. I want to be underweight in flex because he's either smashing or he's going to the trash can. He's going to make everybody happy or sad tonight. He's not going to make people feel okay. He's going to make you feel happy or sad. He's not getting the snaps to make you feel okay. That's freaking DeAndre Swift or whatever. And even he's getting eaten up by Mona Guy. And look at this, 60% Mona Guy. No thanks. I'll go 3x and consider that to be ridiculous. And then in the captain, let's cap that at one guy. Yeah. One Mona Guy. Now, I like saying that, right? So I'm definitely staying on Mona Guy. Love saying the name like that. Okay. 155% Daniels and Caleb. 170 Daniels and 185. So 85% double quarterback, I think, is appropriate. Just double checking that amount. Yeah, this is good. The rules I got here, same as the main slates. Just there's nothing, no real tricks. I said this is Debo in case. Yeah, this is Debo in case. And now I can just save the projections from the Debo out case, put them here, make a Debo out case if I wanted to. For now, I don't really want to. Oh, I did want to talk about geometric mean of ownership just for a second here at the end. So I've recently started looking at this. I only did it for the main slates for a while because I thought that was like all I cared about at the time. But now I've started realizing, oh, this is a great way to visualize for yourself how 20 max is better than 150 max for you personally. Because with the geometric mean filter I use now at 27.5 versus the geometric mean filter to get pretty close to pure uniques that Sheets uses at 19, that's the expected duplicates 3 or 1 for two different size competitions. And the size difference is close to 150 divided by 20, right? It's not like they got a bigger audience at DraftKings for various price points or various types of games. It's the same dudes. It's us playing against each other a bunch. So I've enjoyed playing with you guys. And yeah, you can see, I don't think there's any tricks here at all. I'm overweight on the guys I've talked about ad nauseum. I guess I've got a little Lane and McCaffrey boost even in the Debo in case here on Showdown, it looks like. But generally, I'm trending towards ending this video by saying, remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Might as well be us, like it was last night. That was cool.